Hello and welcome back to Factorio Production Scrap plus Rocket Silo Construction. So, as the new sort of series title implies, we added in the Rocket Silo Construction mod the last time. And we got through the first couple of stages, and actually most of the stages. We're on stage 5 now. Assuming there's actually only 6 of 6 and Peps isn't trying to taunt me into another something else here. We're getting pretty close. So last time when we added this, we had to first excavate a ton of stone. And then we had to provide, I don't remember specifically what materials, I think it was concrete, stone bricks, steel, and maybe iron sticks or something. And then we had to excavate coal, iron ore, copper ore, and more stone. And then we had to provide... Was there a second? I think there's a second stuff we had to provide, and this is the third one now. I can't remember now. Either way, I ripped everything up after the first episode, or after the first stage where I had to provide everything, and then it turns out that I had to provide the same stuff again, or some of the same stuff again. So I had to hook it all back up again. But it happens, I suppose. So we're kind of just waiting for this particular stage to finish. While we do that... we could look around the base for anybody who hasn't seen it in a while. The sort of lead mod in this series is the production scrap mod. Everything that the base produces just about also produces a chance for some sort of scrap, whether that be like iron and copper plate scraps, all the way through scrap versions of kind of the generic scrap versions of each item, whether that be engines or batteries or a lot of circuits, and then those all get processed down here in these arrays. And then as the iron and copper are revealed or are brought into here, they're just resmelted into regular plates again. We have green circuits arrayed there. We have a bunch of smelting here for green circuits, a bunch of smelting here for the bus, steel smelting up here. This is our oil production here. I ended up putting in trains after a couple episodes ago, I would say it was, because we started to overuse or to need more crude oil than this would provide. Hey Phasian, welcome. Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, there was a second, or there was a third stage in there, or a second stage in there. Then we're in the third one now, or a construction stage, I should say. There's some excavation stages and construction stages. Alrighty, so we've almost but not completely transitioned over to nuclear power now. I do still have the coal powered steam power running, but we're pretty much relying on nuclear now. I do need to put in some sort of a latch in here so that these don't provide a lot of power, or these don't provide power unless needed. But for now, they're on this dedicated coal patch that I'm not using for anything else, so it's not that big of a deal. And this one here is still using this this coal patch here, which is shared with the bus and with smelting, but I do have a supplementary belt coming in here from a train. So we're okay on coal for now. So let's see where we're at with the... Oh, we still got a long way to go. Why is it going so slow today? Copper wire. Maybe we can make some more copper wire some more faster. Take these guys here. We'll just stick a few more up in there. That should help. Yeah, it's just because we need 100 copper wires per, but only 20 of red and green, so kind of each cycle needs effectively 140 wire, and we weren't producing anywhere near that amount. You could, yeah, that'd be interesting. We could have sort of like the battling of the Dwarf Fortress spin-offs. So what else do we want to look at with this base? So I did sort of fairly frequent, fairly large, fairly dense patches thinking that we wouldn't have to use trains, but I think I might have done a large starting area, so the sort of secondary patches weren't close enough to be able to use with just belts. Like, for example, belting in this copper and this iron, or this iron or whatever into the base would have been a bit much, been a lot of belts. So having it all be trained in just makes a little bit more sense. And plus then I was able to set up a small train network. Yes, this is small. For those of you who haven't played Factorio much or at all, this is a small network. Is that what it is? I don't have enough in the request? Yeah, that is. Good point. Excellent point. Let's double it. But we don't have much in these boxes either, so... Oh, these are actually full down here. Okay. The bots are, of course, prioritizing, because the request wasn't high enough, the bots were prioritizing the nearer boxes, because they're lazy. There's just over 1,000 in the network, but we're only using just over, or actually less than 100, normally for this. So yeah, that request was just too small, so they weren't keeping it full, so it wasn't going fast enough. Okay, what else can we look at? I'm kind of at a loss of what to look at. I'm kind of just waiting on this mod to run. How close are we down here to this thing shutting off? Red wire. 19K. I think this stops at, yeah, it just stopped at 20K. So, this only lets us keep 20,000 of the, whichever one the dark green one is. I always forget which one it is, because I'm not a nuclear physicist. $238. Because we really don't need a massive amount. And then the rest of the 235 can kind of just float around in here. We have a bunch of it stored up here. 4.3. Wow. We have 4.3K U-35. That's a bit. Melting after the scrap. I'm not sure what that means, Pep, sorry. Right now we're barely producing any scrap, just kind of as the mall is making stuff or whatever, and it's all getting fairly quickly shunted off and processed, so there's only a little bit of scrap processing going on right now. But once we start science again, because we're stuck at infinite sciences right now, so we need this space science. Once we get the sciences going again, this is going to get backed up and we'll have to deal with it pretty soon. What is still holding this up? Still wire? Yeah, these are still idle, so let's increase this again. Well, it's holding on to... Oh, it just can't load it fast enough. Do I have... Not have any of these? Haven't seen me, bots. Oh. Yeah. I mean... Smelting arrays themselves are pretty standard. I have 6 copper and 4 iron going into green circuits, because green circuits take 3 copper to 2 iron, and this is exactly 4 red belts worth of green circuits. It uses exactly 6 belts of copper and 4 belts of iron to make 4 belts of green circuits. So it's kind of a perfect ratio with this many of these arrays. Yeah. What I need is, they come? Yes. What I need is a stack inserter, I think. Yeah, so that's better already. Yeah, it's getting to 100 at around 50%, so it's able to keep up now. It was just, that was the problem. It wasn't loading it fast enough. But in these bottom two still aren't processing. Now it's the copper. Alrighty, well, we can fix that one easily enough. Actually, we could do stack inserters there too. Oh, we only need 40 copper, so we actually don't need all this. Be fine with one with a stack inserter. It's only 40. It's not much. All right, we're going to town now. Looks like we're at about 60%. Actually, this is another 100 products per stage because it's a construction stage. So we're right now at 60%. Yeah, that's perfect. We have definitely we're keeping at about 200% of the supplies at about 50% of the way through, so we're requesting more than enough. Oh, and these guys still aren't being used, so I'm gonna actually disable 2 of these, kind of force these ones to get used. That way we don't have a bunch of stuff laying around when this gets to 100%. I don't want to deal with it. I did have, we talked about this before, I did have another mod in here called recycling machines. It actually doesn't work because all the recipes are different in this mod. Because when you make, for example, a belt, it's not the same recipe, so the recycling machine mod doesn't know about it. So that mod was completely useless. That's awesome. Okay, let's disable these 2 as well. Yeah, it is a really cool mod concept. Like, it's one of those kind of mods where you could add it into almost any playthrough. At least any... I mean, I don't know if it would work... It should work fine with Angel Bobs or whatever. You could add it into most any playthrough, and it just adds an extra little bit of work, a little bit of stuff, without sort of being a burden on the game. I just wish that I had added it in an episode or 2 earlier, as we were kind of getting this stuff built and everything, because then I could have been working on it while I was building other stuff instead of having to kind of spend whatever this will end up being, an episode and a half watching it build. Now, of course, this is gonna cause me to waste a bunch of stuff, right, Peps? Again? Done that differently. I'd like to not make a bunch of extra stuff. I mean, pipes are sort of fine. Sticks are atrocious, but I can recycle them in the mall. Might have cut these off just a bit too early. Actually, I didn't. They're just in here. Okay. So, we are now at another... Oh, for goodness sake, Peps. You're killing me. Alright, we need a ton of circuits, of course. Electric engines. I think I have those in the network. Refined concrete. Ugh. Alright, I gotta look at the refined concrete recipe because I haven't made it in a long, or but more than once. Good, we need sticks. That's excellent. Alright, so we can, this is stage 6, hopefully of 6. We can request the radars. And get rid of the pipes. I'm gonna turn off my bots so that the base bots take care of this stuff. Wait a minute. Let me double check myself here. We do not need pipes. We need electric engines. We need all the circuits. We'll make the concrete, the refined concrete here. And we'll get the radars from the mall, I guess. Stone anymore. We'll need the sticks some more, but not here. These anymore. Don't need the steel. Nor the copper. Okay. So we need to make... Well, I don't know if I need to make the electric engines here or not. So, alright, I didn't need those. I did not need those. I need those for refined concrete. So we can request... green circuits. Red circuits. I'll probably upgrade these or change these around a little bit once it gets going, but for right now it's fine. Electric engines. Do have some in the network, so I want to at least use them to start with that I have. And radars. That's interesting. Okay. And then... Okay. Then... need to make... refined concrete. Needs water. There. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Right now they're coming from, I think, the mall. Stone. Of course I need stone. Not like I don't have any. And then, didn't I just have a bunch of stone bricks here? We don't need that. This. Okay, so we need to request concrete, sticks, and then they need steel. I just, of course, back down there, but I think I'll just, maybe I'll put that in the network. Do requesters. Concrete. Sticks. Steel. I'll just do this. Wait a minute. Rider chests. That. Okay, let's see how that works. This is going to produce, of course, stone, as well as the refined concrete. I probably should move this out some. Just so I can have some room for some more chests here. Spiders times 2. Filter, outserters. Stone. And find concrete. Stack size 1. Alrighty. See how this works now. And then a requester for the refined concrete. You don't have power. Yes, more stone. Thank you, Peps. Do I need to put red circuits in the network here? I guess I could just bring it down to the end and down there. Similar to the way we did steel. I'll just set it up right here on the end. Oh, I need a roboport down there in order to do that, though. Of course. There we go. Yeah, I kind of assumed. I mean, we're looking at 500 blue, 1,000 red, and 5,000 green. So I kind of assumed it wasn't going to be cheap, but 500 blue's not too bad. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I already have 100 here. At least this way. Actually, it didn't even sneeze it. Oh, it didn't even pull them out of here. I bet it pulled that out of scraps. Now there's some circuits chilling here. So this is what's gonna be scary to me. Is if this does too much processing, we produce too much stuff, then we could end up with a backup of this generic scrap stuff in this bus because we back up the solid fuel. Actually, there's quite a bit of belt space for the solid fuel, so we're probably okay. But that's the part that's a little bit iffy, a little bit scary. And yeah, Peps, I see what you're saying there. Or is it? All right, so we definitely need more green circuits coming in here. I want to pin this here. I usually do at some point. Is that going to be fast enough? Are we getting enough requested? We are not. Up that. I mean, we're going to need, what do I say? 5,000? So we're going to need quite a few of those anyway. This may not be fast enough. Also, this may not be... Let's see here, logistics. Yeah, network 2. Do I have... Oh, yeah, I thought so. Oh, no, I'm providing them here. Okay, good. Ooh. You guys may not be fast enough either. Keep it up. Well, or are you? The pickup order is being matched right now. So, definitely need to provide more than I was. Don't know if I need to provide more than I now am. Well, I guess we can see if this is working okay. It is not. Now we're down to engines. So as Peps mentioned, I can siphon those off of science. Right here. If I'm not already, and I'm not. So I can just extend this out one more belt. I can put a provider chest in here. It's not a Roboport network, naturally. But it can be. There's no reason why I can't put a Roboport in somewhere in here. Might as well put it right there. A requester for green circuits? Ooh, good question. Am I recycling? Ooh, I am. Doggone it. Let's turn this off. Good catch, Peps. And then we'll do a white inserter here. No, well, purple should be fine. We only need 5 per recipe, so 1 stack of those should be fine. See how that handles now. Oops. Pay attention where you're walking. Alright, so we'll see if that's enough to provide the engines. I raised him here, so it... might not be. Might need to just increase... No, it's resting 50. We're coming. It's just a distance thing. Yeah, there's only 24 ordered on the pickup, and there's 50 in the box, so it might be a request thing, it might be a distance thing, it might have just been a timing thing. In terms of the bots didn't have enough. Yeah, I think it's enough. I don't want a bunch sitting in a chest someplace, because then I have to deal with them. These guys are relaxing. I guess I didn't need 4 of them. Maybe I will kill these. Yeah, pick it up. Yeah, I did. Picked up a bot. I think I'll just go down to 2. Yeah, they're tasty. I mean, I'll keep that box there. There's nothing harming it. But I think there are some being made in the mall as well. Yeah, there's some here being made in the mall as well. But it doesn't hurt to have them in the network. Because these are getting provided for... I don't know what else. I guess just stuff and reasons. Good enough for me, I suppose. I mean, they're getting used by the exos, but they're direct inserted there. I'm not sure what the provider chest is for, except just having them available. Looks good. Times 100 is 200. We are halfway through, so we still need this requester going. You are done. Clean out our bags here if there's anything we don't want to hold on to. Ugh, sticks. Probably have enough sticks made that I don't need to even turn this belt back on. They're coming in from somewhere else. Maybe just storage. $38 somewhere in storage. Yeah, that's what it is. From when I cleaned it up the first time, they went into my storage chest back by the mall, and they're just coming back now. Some crazy person is setting off crazy amounts of fireworks near my house. One just shook the whole house. I think I can probably disable this test now. This one not yet. 25 times 5, yeah, not yet. Yeah, they kind of took the existing sprite and kind of broke apart the layers. It made it look a little bit more realistic and made it like you were actually building it as opposed to just pocket crafting and going about your business. Oh, the fireworks, yeah. It's still daylight there, I assume. Yeah, 7 o'clock, yeah. Times 5. Not yet. Not yet. But soon. Soon, very soon, we can disable that. I think this can probably get disabled now. Any inbound should hopefully let it finish up. I might as well let the iron sticks get used for making very fine concrete because I don't want the iron sticks. Not that I'll necessarily use the refined concrete, but oh, I could have disabled this a long time ago, and that can go. Actually, they all can go. All right, so who's next? Oh, it's done. Would you look at that? It is finished. Let's get rid of some of this garbage here. We don't need anymore. You can go, you can go, you can go. Come on, base bots, come and get it. But yeah, pretty intricate detail. And if I remember you correctly, do not deconstruct this. Alright, so I think I can just go ahead and clear some of this, clean some of this up. Hope. Might have burned myself a little bit with the steel, but any of it that... No, that's probably fine. Careful with the power poles there, because that one's still kind of being used. Oh, I have steel being collected too, don't I? Yeah. Heh. Oh well. Too late now. Well, I have the stuff for the rocket made. That's all the same still, so we're good there. So I guess I can insert some productivity. I can... Do I have beacons? Do not. I want 20 beacons. I'd like to get rid of this stone, Mr. Peps. Maybe I can just do a little cheat mode here. Kind of down here, out of the way. Surgical here. We're done with iron sticks now. So we can deconstruct the rest of this mess here. Base bots come and clean it up. I got my beacons. Yes, I did. So now that they've changed the dimensions of the rocket silo, you can now fit a full 20 beacons around the rocket silo. Handy. Guess I didn't need all 20 because I'm... Yeah, I just now look, the base bots are gonna do it. No. Maybe my bots will take care of the beacon, or the modules anyway. Trying to keep myself away from the deconstruction going on. Mostly. Yeah. Oh, dump the stone? Dump the stone down in the silo. That's a good idea. I like that plan. I also missed a couple of things here. There we go. Once all this deconstruction's finished, then I can run around and connect stuff up. Okay, excellent. Yeah, I did the math on this mega base, or this base, and the most mega that I ever want to take it will only need to be one silo with this level of beaconage. So I'm happy with this. Okay. So I can sneak one belt in between each one, and actually I think I'll just do that. I can bring one belt in here, and then I'll just like turn it to the side. And I can get a couple of inserters on each product, which would be way more than enough. That lines up well. And then this goes in like this. Yeah, that's kind of what happens in Oxygen Not Included once I start launching rockets. In that, the rockets will start melting the materials that you build their sort of platform and surrounding areas on. Just kind of awesome, kind of creepy, kind of scary, I suppose, in a way. This one is the opposite. This will be the stuff coming out. I guess I could have done that one coming out of the bottom, but fine, who cares? It really doesn't need to be a red belt at this point. Also, who cares? Just get there faster, I guess. Alright, so instead of doing this all myself, I'm going to make the bots do it, and mostly the base bots. And then I'll just go down there and deal with it. Let me delete a couple just to be safe. And I'll just go down here and deal with it. Getting it into these arrays. Once the rocket launches. Now before we can launch this rocket... Oh, we need to insert all the stuff first. But before we can launch this rocket, I want to make sure... Good. I need to build a few assemblers making solar panels and a few assemblers making accumulators so that I can have one assembler making a satellite. Hey Lana, welcome. You missed the fun construction of the overly complicated rocket silo. Okay, we'll do one of these machines. This will be for the satellite. Is always tough for me to find. Oh, right there. And then, did I line that up good by accident? I did. That's creepy. That right there, folks, is creepy. Want a belt of stuff coming in here. I can't remember if I need 2 or 4 of these each. Just start with 2 of each. Simulators. Yeah, it complicated. It was unfair. It's just, yes, it needs a lot of stuff. And then solar panels need... You know what? I'm going to move the solar panels out one. And then have a supply belt coming in. Not that they use that much supplies, but I'll have a supply belt coming into the center here. And we need insert, outsert, insert, 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 outsert. Solar. Oh, these are going to produce scrap too. Haha. Accumulators. Battery scrap and electric scrap. That's easy enough to handle. Move these down one just for fun. Need to go down one more. Left. I would do, yeah, we'll do left. Battery scrap. Left. Electric scrap. Burn myself again. Okay, I'll just do it this way. Guess I could line this up here. Except that I can't draw straight lines. Who knows? And the bus a little bit. Autosave. Getting longer and longer each time. Did I pick up any bots with that last endeavor? No. Nice. Come on, Lana. Don't pick on the non-English speaker. Jeez. Alright, so accumulators are iron plates and batteries. I guess I don't need this anymore because we're definitely not going to have... I shouldn't say definitely not. Because we could bring... We could have more labs way the heck down here. Maybe we could. We're not gonna, but we could. Batteries. Scrap. Go ahead and deal with that. I don't know, green circuits, I guess. I remember tryptophobia, but I don't remember which one it is. I mean, I remember we must have been we talked about it probably at some point. I imagine we talk about so much crazy stuff in the Discord that we probably talked about it at some point. Copper, steel, but I have no memory of what it actually is. Okay, one stack of each of those. Except that you need to be set to a filter of accumulators. Excellent. So, you need stuff and things from a requester chest. To go on this side, that way you don't have to put another power pole down for no apparent reason. Let's do the auto setting, which I think is enough for each. Then we need to have a filter outserter with a provider chest. I'm actually going to set logistic filter on this to satellites enabled when it's less than 1 in the logistics network. So if there's 1 in this chest, effectively, you need to be a satellite filter, because the machine will keep a couple in itself, probably. Let's see, military scrap, battery scrap. So having 1 in the chest should be more than enough, because I'm only planning on launching a rocket every I don't remember what the math is. I have to think about it, and I'm not going to do stream math. We need... We're getting the low-density structures from it. Did I pick those out of science? I think I did. No. Yes, I did. So I actually don't want those from there. So I'm going to actually take that filter out. Where I do want them from is here. We also need rocket fuel from here. So I'm going to underground... Do it right here. Underground that. Put a provider in here and here. Single stack, I think. We'll just do stack inserter just to be safe. And then I'm going to go down here and... Actually, I don't need to go down here. I can just make the bots do all my work for me. I'm actually going to take these out. They're here just for what the mall needs to make something. All to make a few things here. We're done with these anyway. So it's somewhere between don't know and don't care. Because we're not going to have any more we're going to need any more armor pieces. Alright, what are you guys going on about? Oh boy. Okay. Just one of those weird stream chats like we had the other day. You guys are hard at work here. I think I do need to double this. I'm gonna go ahead and double these. Hurt. I'll have to check. Actually, I can check. I have the Kirk McDonald calculator open with the plan here. And it says I need only... Actually, it says we only need 2 machines of each, but 4 can't hurt. It just means that 2 of them aren't going to be running eventually. Limit these, yes. Okay. So we should now be making satellites. Once we get caught up on the solar panels and accumulators, that is. I need to have a requester. Not a requester. Requester. Put it here. It's a short flight path for our friendly neighborhood satellite. And only one request there. So really, once the satellite gets loaded into the rocket, the requester will request 1, so there'll be 1 in this chest. The assembler will assemble 1, so there'll be 1 in this chest, and then the assembler will assemble, I think it's 3 or 4 that it'll keep inside itself. Oh boy. Now what's going on in the chat here? Oh no. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't tell Calidorn that he should watch the Twitch VOD later, or recording later, and make sure he watches the chat at about 54 minutes in, or 50 minutes plus in. Good. Nightbot's doing his job. Okay, so we now have a rocket. And we can launch our rocket. So mark the time. It is time to launch the rocket. right. So now, the next thing to do, now that we've finished the rocket silo, we're now launching rockets with whatever they're called, in them, satellites in them. We are outputting space science. Oh, we need to go hook the space science up so we can start some research again. Hi, Chuckles. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I'm not going to chase the rocket. I'll lose. I'll lose that fight every time. Ready. So... oh, this is going to be a spaghetti mess. I didn't think about how this would actually work. Like in real life, when I designed this array. Maybe we do it like this. Oh, we don't need... we definitely don't need red splitters here. Don't need red belts either, for that matter, but... what if I do it like this? I don't like it, but I don't know how else to accomplish it. Really, when it gets to this point, it should be wider than 4 belts to accomplish, or to accommodate all the splitting. So this design, as we discussed previously, isn't that great with all the spaghetti mess that we had to do to accommodate it. But it was a good experiment, which is half of the fun of Factorio. Definitely not end. Well, the red underneath these won't help much because the problem is I have too much splitting going on. So it's not... I don't have enough room to kind of properly spaghettify everything without spaghettifying everything. Yeah, that's what I meant. Do this differently. That would be dangerous. Let's not do that differently. Do this part first. We'll figure that one out in the end. There we go. So it's uneven. That's the other thing that I don't really like about this design. It puts 50%... I mean, it fills this belt up before it fills any of the belts up, so it's kind of an uneven production. But that's okay too, I guess. Alrighty, so we definitely don't need energy weapons damage. We definitely don't need physical projectile damage, refined flammables, stronger explosives, artillery shell, range or shooting speed, worker robot speed we definitely would like to have, and mining productivity we would like to have. Follower robot count, I'm not interested in either, so I think I'm just going to flip-flop between these two. Just let them go to town. Yeah, too bad I don't have any music queued up to play. That would be timely. Could play some, I don't know, some Dionne Warwick maybe, or what do you guys think? And it's the perfect time of night in Factorio to watch the disco go crazy. Yeah, it's kind of it's a really cool mod. Like, I probably will include that mod as my quality of life pack, as part of my quality of life pack, which is in what Nightbot just shared. Pretty much every game. Exactly, a new mandatory mod. Just anytime you're doing quality of life, just just include it. Just it doesn't do anything negative. Wouldn't think. It just looks cool. All right, so now it's not so much fun because, alas, daytime has come. So the next thing that we need to work on is upgrading everything. We need to upgrade everything to yellow machines, and upgrade belts and supplies and everything to accommodate the yellow machines. So I'm just gonna start right here. My goal, I've talked about this before, but my goal for science for this mod is 2.5 science per second, which is accomplished with the setup that I have in terms of the science arrays. Just by upgrading these to yellow machines. Right now we're running at 1.5 science per second because we're using the blue machines. So the biggest challenge is producing enough yellow machines, of course. Right. To balance, no, because we're only going to produce the 2.5 per second, so balancing the belt's not going to help any because one side of a yellow belt can carry 7.5, so having the white science be on one side of the belt versus two doesn't make a difference in at this tier of the game, or this stage that we're gonna stop at. It's not gonna help us any. I may also want to upgrade these inserters to blue. I don't necessarily want to upgrade the belts. Let's add a new thingy here. Let's go yellow to blue, and backwardly enough, blue to yellow. Just to make sure we have enough. Our inserters aren't our bottleneck here. I should auto trash. How are we requesting 50? I should auto trash yellow inserters at 50, and I should auto trash blue machines at 50, so that the bots come and take them and recycle them. Yeah, never ending. It's a never ending. We need Atreyu and oh, I always forget Lana knows. I guarantee you, Lana knows the dog dragon's name. I just know. I know good enough. Falcor, thank you. How did I know that you would know that? That's the question. Actually, it's not the question. I just knew that you would. Alrighty. So we need Atreyu and Falcor to show up here, and help us out with the never-ending Factorio. Okay. Gray science. Oh. And I need to look at what this is going to starve out. I have no idea what it's going to starve out. As in terms of the bus. And we also need to watch the recycling to make sure that we don't starve out the recycling. We may need to extend this. See, we may starve out the batteries. We may starve out. We're not going to starve out bots, but I'll go ahead and upgrade the bots anyway, just for funsies. We already upgraded red circuits. The other plan I have is to start modulating some of these arrays. I'm not going to do beacon modulating, but I could do... Alright, I plan on doing at least some where you do 3 productivity and 1 speed. That gives a bit of a boost. It's not, not full beacon module, but it's a little bit of a boost. And I will do that on the rocket. Just because otherwise you need so many machines. The arrays end up getting so big. And it's bad. So, if you're still here, Chuckles, I can show you what kind of the primary mod of this playthrough is, which is production scrap. I can go through... It's always green circuits, yeah, always. Well, it's usually blue circuits because of the green circuits, but yeah. So this production scrap mod, everything you make almost, produces some form of scrap. If you make iron plates, you produce 6% chance of an additional piece of scrap coming out. If you make, I don't know, inserters, you get a 6% chance of a inserter scrap piece coming out. If you make blue circuits, you have a 72% chance of a scrap circuit coming out. Some of these amuse me, like the rocket control units. You're going to get 1.2, 120% chance of a circuit scrap coming out of that. There's another one we were looking at the other day, I think, or maybe I was looking at it before a stream. For this matter, the satellite is going to produce 18 military scrap and 15 battery scrap for every satellite I make. So there will always be scrap. In order to handle that scrap, you need to get it down here into this scrap bus. Speaking of which, I want to make sure that we are actually extracting the scrap from this properly. Yes, we are. Excellent. So the scrap bus, the first thing it does is any of the basic plate scraps, they just get sucked into these smelters and get resmelted back into regular plates, hopefully. They still have a chance of producing scrap. Anything else then continues on down the bus. Here we're cleaning up. So they continue on down the bus. They come around here, and we start processing them. So this is where we're processing electric scrap. And then each time you process scrap, it produces one or more other scrap pieces, with the exception of when you deal with resmelting the plates. So this produces some different counts of plates, as well as a single each of these actually, plus a single circuit, and 30 wastewater. The wastewater then gets piped back up into these 2 arrays here, where it's converted back. It's filtered, I guess, is the best way to put it. And it produces sulfuric acid, water, and a piece of this generic scrap. Just called scrap. I don't have any on me. Oh, I guess, which you can then make things out of it, like solid fuel, which is what I'm doing with it. So it takes 30 of this generic, just called scrap, and makes solid fuel out of it. So that's filtering the polluted water, the wastewater, re-extracting the water, the clean water, and the sulfuric acid from it, and then outputting that waste, or outputting that scrap, which is then brought into here where there's crap. Brought into here where it's being converted something into solid fuel. So each piece of scrap in this menu, all the red items here, have at least a small array handling that particular item. There's so many circuits produced by this mess that I actually have 2 rather large arrays that are capable of processing the circuits. This array is 20 machines, which happens to be the exact amount of, because each process produces 3 pieces of scrap plate. So that's exactly what a red belt can handle. Scrap landfill. Yep, filter down and burn it. That's exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's not realistic, but it's... Factorio is not really designed to be realistic. It's designed to be logistic. So this mod fits that theme very well, I think, in that it just gives you something else to have to deal with, something else to have to manage. Which in my mind at least, in my kind of understanding of the way this game was designed, that is the point of the game. What do you mean about scrap landfill has another color, like looking dirty? I don't know what you mean. But anyway, so each item produces some other form of scrap. These are a little bit different. These last two, I think, yeah, just the last two. So when you do when you produce military science, you have a chance of crafting military intel scrap, and that actually does reprocessing of the wastewater as well. So you get some military science back from processing the military intel scrap. Oh, I see what you mean. The scrap landfill item. Yeah, I haven't actually even looked at that. We should. That's a great idea. I completely forgot this existed. The same thing with the chest. We should actually make a chest too. Back. So let's look at what these look like. Let's go find the water. I've only got a small amount of water in this map because I just used the whatever it's called, the well, stone water well, to just provide water where I want it, instead of having to pipe in water and do whatever else with the water. See what this looks like. So it looks like dirt, I guess. Whereas regular landfill, I don't have any stone on me, surprisingly enough. But there's plenty right here. Right here, folks. Where'd it go? There it is. Whereas this landfill looks green. So it does look different. It doesn't really look like sludge or you know, like the color of, but at least it's dirt as opposed to grass. Yeah, I have plenty of stone peps. It just happens to be not in my inventory because I don't want it. So the scrap chests are actually mega sized. That's interesting. So what's it, 10 in a row? So that's 60. So it's actually, but it's also 2 by 2 instead of being 1 by 1. So not great for that reason, I suppose. But it's good because it gives you a lot of storage if you need a lot of storage. I'm just gonna go stick this here and never use it again. Alrighty, so we are starving out science, space science. Which doesn't surprise me because I know these arrays are not producing enough. And what they're not producing enough of is that just because, what's the ratio on this? 60%. Oh, we are out of steel. Okay. Well, we have our marching orders. Go fix steel. Yeah, I guess I could put some, man, my brain. I could put some stone in there. Okay, so let's upgrade. So I think it was last time, maybe it was the time before, we talked about this. There are 258 miners here. If I upgrade this all to red belts... No! Undo! I accidentally deconstructed. Thank God for the undo. So if I upgraded all this to red belts. 200 and however many it was that I don't want to deconstruct again. 253 is about 5 belts without productivity, without mining productivity. So we could probably, I think we'll just upgrade this all to red belts. Upgrade all this to red belts. And steel furnaces and all of this. Wait a minute. Why is steel suffering? Plastic is suffering. Oh, steel, we're just using too much of it. So yeah, we just need more throughput. Okay, so red belts it is. Let's go with you. I'm gonna have to do an assist out here if I don't want to put another roboport down, which I can handle. Yeah, I really appreciate the new tools, the undo, cut, copy, paste. Especially when you do crazy stuff like I just did. And undo stuff you shouldn't be doing. Or need to undo stuff you shouldn't be doing. Okay, this is technically not necessary, but it will bother me if I don't do it. So I'm going to do it. Must be within range. Yeah, this is within construction range. So we'll let the base spots handle that. I do want to change this to just an 8 to 4. Let's take out these guys just to let it drain out with minimal impact. Ooh, where did these rocket control units come from? I will keep them in my inventory for now. Okay, base spots. You can come and get it. I just did it again. Man, I don't know. Too much fireworks in the brain, I guess. I guess I could auto trash stuff like the ores that I'm never going to want to have in my inventory. Then I will probably subsequently want to have them at some point, but you know. Balancers 2. These are all of Bilka's balancers. I should have gone the other direction. 8 to 4. Then I have a downgrade here. To downgrade those to red belts. Alrighty, so now we're producing a crap ton of iron. Upgrade, not deconstruct. Thank you, Wally's brain. More of that. Well, they do, but they only do what they're designed to do, which isn't everything you might expect them to do. How's that for a straight answer? That one's basically just designed to pull evenly from all 8 lanes and distribute it to all 4 lanes. Not truly doing, not doing true balancing per se. It does, you're right. It's kind of a fireworky kind of sound. So we'll let the base bots handle this upgrade job. I have no red belts to my name because all of the base bots have picked them up for the making of the... That's... At 1,000. I just noticed that these are all storage chests still. They should be buffer chests at this point in the game. Really don't need 1,000. Oh, okay, that's good. That's 500. You can request 1,000 those. You're at 100, which is probably too many, but it's fine. You can request 200 of these. You are at 50, so 100 of those. We're at 50 of those. We're at 1,000, so we'll make this 2,000. $100. Both 200. Or else I have buffer chests. Maybe I did replace the rest of them. I just didn't do the belts for some reason. But I mean, the storage chest should have been doing fine because the bots will prefer to put the item in the storage chest that's filtered over a generic storage chest. So they should have been doing fine, but this way it, I don't know, handles it better. Oh, those are probably fine as, oh well, we'll upgrade these anyway. Doesn't hurt. Upgrade all the chests. All the chests can be logistics chests. How is it going? Still a lot to go. Bots delivered me some supplies, so I will share the wealth here. I had to do a little bit of creativeness here with this 5th belt because of so I have the iron scrap coming into this smelter, then it's producing iron, and then I had the steel scrap coming in off of this into here as well, and I had them sharing belts, and that was a mess. That was a disaster area. So I quit that and started doing this, so they forced them onto one side or the other. But now I see that we may be having a problem not consuming enough steel. So I may actually have to make another array that's just handling the steel scrap. And another, well, I know how we can handle this probably a little bit better. Let's input priority from the left here. Here, here, here. And then it'll use this one first, and it might work better. We'll see. We could also do a full balancer, which I don't remember how to design off the bat. How do you design the full one? I know you do Some sort of a splitter. I'm not going to do it. Do I have it in my balancer book someplace? No, I don't have it. Oh, wait. No, these are the big ones. No, I don't have it. There's a balancer that Bill could designed that uses undergrounds to make sure that you're evenly pulling from both sides of the belt. This might be fine, though, the way that it works. It looks like it's keeping up just barely here, so that should be fine. We'll leave it go for now. See something crazy here, though. Yes. There was coal on the steel side. Okay, so I think this is it for me for tonight. We're going to just continue next episode by just upgrading the supplies where we need them, upgrading the science as we can, and kind of go from there. We'll see how soon it is when we reach our target of 2.5 science per second, and then we'll come up with another mod pack to play. So that's it for me for tonight. I saw Phasian went live, so he's going to do some streaming. No, I wouldn't, Peps. That would be crazy. I mean, I guess you could. It wouldn't matter, but no, I wouldn't. So we're going to raid Phasian. He's streaming Super Mario Maker, I think. See here, I suppose. No, RimWorld. Oh, you're starting a RimWorld game. Okay. So let's raid Phasian here and see what RimWorld looks like. Thanks everyone for coming by, and we'll see you next time on maybe tomorrow for some Oxygen Not Included. Otherwise, Sunday for Factorio. Bye everyone.